Okay, let's log in. So we were doing something on profit center accounting.
Yeah.
I think the last thing what we did was we created the GL account. Let me just take you to that screen. So we went to FS00 and we created the sales account. The last GL account which we created was the sales account.
Okay.
Take you there. Still processing.
Okay.
So this was the account which we created. Now next thing what we have to do is we have to go to the IMG path and we have to assign
Yeah.
this account. Go to SPRF.
Okay.
Is it a reference IMG? Still processing. Okay, so we'll come to just activate the transaction code also. Tolling. Go to profit center accounting. So I come to actual postings and maintain automatic account assignment of revenue elements. OK P9.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Acha, Cynthia, can you just mute yourself again? I'm able to hear the same kind of sound the other day which I heard.
Okay. I don't know why it is happening. That sorry.
No problem. Okay, so we come to maintain automatic account assignment of revenue elements. OK B9. So the GL account which we have created, that account we are linking it here. Let's go to new entries. The company code, we'll go ahead with our company code. Is the cost element. Cost element is the one which we created just now. That is the revenue element, GLST. So we'll go with sales account. And here there is one account assignment detail. When I click the drop down, there is two business area is mandatory that we are specifying here. We are linking the profit center to the business area. Let me save this. So I will take this to our group center. Select this GLST and double click on detail for business area / valuation area. Click new entries. We keep the business area here. The business area what we created as GLLO. And here we'll link the profit center. The profit center was the steel division. The center and give that steel division. And select. Let me come back. Now the next thing what we are doing is we are going to choose additional balance sheet and P&L accounts and choose accounts. So what we are doing here is all the GL accounts which we have created, right from the retained earnings account till the secured loans, we created one term loan account. All those accounts we are going to link it to the profit center two times. When I say two times, first we'll link it from the front end. Then there is a field name at the back end for the business area. We'll go to that business area's field name and there we link it once again. Now why we are supposed to do it two times is unless and until this activity is repeated or linked two times, one from the front end and the second one from the back end, the system will not allow us to post a transaction from the FI side. That's why we need to do this activity twice. So let's go into this. So it's asking for the controlling area. So give the controlling area, the center. Click new entries. This is account from and account to. Account from is, I'll click the drop down. We'll go from the first account, 100,101, and the last account, that is the account to. The last GL account which we created was 7,01,000. That account we are going to link it here. And this will be the default profit center, what we created as steel division. Now this is from the front end. First we will save it. The center. Click this profit center determination details button. So coming to a new screen here. Once you come here, click this create step button. And here we'll give a name to this as profit center derivation through business area. First we will save it. Or you can go to the condition tab. Before saving, you can go to the condition tab. Or you can do that after saving also, that doesn't matter. And here I told you that there will be a field name. Field name for business area is GSBER. That we will specify here. You can save it now. Save. Still processing. Okay. Click this maintain rule values button. Once you come to this screen, click this source field intervals on off button. And here we will link all the GL accounts and give the profit center steel division and save it. So this linking will enable us to post a transaction from FI. Okay. So the next activity what we are doing is, let me come to the MS Paint document. We'll go for posting of transactions from F-02. Go with posting of transactions using F-02. Now there are two transactions which we are going to post here. The first is, we'll go with revenue posting. Revenue posting is, we'll go ahead with posting of cash sales. That is 40 will be your bank account, some amount, and 50 will be the sales revenue element. 50 will be sales revenue element, and when we are posting this, we are going to post it to the profit center. We are going to specify the steel division. Now when we post the expenses, similarly we'll be posting one more transaction for expenses. 40 becomes your salary account. The salary account will be the one we created for the CO purpose. This is something which will be linking it to department E, and 50 will be the bank. Okay, so these two transactions we are posting now. So let's come back. I'll go back to F-02. So I'll take today's date, the company code. So our company code is GLST, and the currency 40 will be your Let's say we are posting the cash sales first. We'll go with the bank account, 2 lakhs. Press enter. Some amount, 15 lakhs. Some amount I'm doing. This we'll call it as cash sales. 50 will be the sales account. Sales account is the one which we created just now. Just now, that's what we created yesterday, not just now. 4 lakh 4. That is your revenue element. Press enter. Star. And here you will give the profit center. The profit center will be steel division. Give it as plus. Document. Select. Select. So this way we'll post one expenditure also, but the expenditure will post it to the cost center department E. So let me take the same date. 40 will be your salary account. Like 8. Press enter. Some amount I'm giving. This I'll post it to department E. We'll call it as salary payment. And 50 would be the, as usual, the bank account. Center. Star and plus. I go to document. Simulate. And save it. Okay, so we posted a revenue, we posted an expense also. Let's go for planning also. Once we go for planning, then we'll go ahead with seeing a report which gives us the plan actual comparison. So I go to accounting, controlling, profit center accounting, planning, cost/revenues, change, 7K P1. So we'll give that version 0. Period number 3, that is your June month. The profit center, what we created as the steel division, that will specify here. And here we'll give the account group. Instead of going ahead with the account numbers, I'll give it as PL items. And once again, we'll select this form based and click this overview screen. So all the items are displayed here. We are going to plan for the revenues and the expenses which is related to the CO side. So whenever you are going for planning, besides that planned item, you have to give that minus symbol only for revenues. You have to give it for revenues. Okay? But for expenses, there is no need to give that minus sign. Okay? Just give it as it is. So for every revenue item, that minus symbol has to be given. Save it. So let's go and see a report which gives us plan actual comparison. Profit center accounting. I go to information system, reports for profit center accounting, then interactive reporting. You go to profit center group, plan actual variance. Just double click on this. Period number 3, because we are looking at the plan actual data for that period. Steel division is coming automatically, and here will give PL items, the profit center group, and just click execute. Start processing. So look at the report. You have sales, the planned data, the actual data, and the variance. And here also the planned data, the actual data, and the variance. So based on this, the top management can take some kind of action. So this is something about profit center accounting. So till here, I hope things are fine.
Yes, Venkat, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what we'll do here is we'll have a small break of 5 minutes. Then we'll start with the process of integration. We'll start with FR. Some theoretical part is there. First, we'll discuss that. Then we'll come back to the system. Okay.
Yeah, sure, Venkat, yes.
Okay. Okay, you're there?
Yes, Venkat, I'm here. Yes.
Okay. So the next important activity what we have to do here is to take you to a fresh
Are you
page.
still hearing the sound, Venkat? You want me to put on mute?
No, now it's fine. No problem. Now it's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So let's go with this topic, that is FIMM integration. So we are trying to link two departments, finance department with the materials department. The objective is your activity will be recorded from the material side and the entry will appear in the finance side. Now the major role will be that of a MM consultant only here. FI consultant's role will be you have to create the GL accounts and you have to link the GL accounts. But otherwise, all the settings have to be done from the MM side. Okay? Now from the MM side,
Okay. Hmm.
the first most important thing we have to understand is about purchase cycle. This is also known as procure to pay cycle or P2P cycle. We call it as P2P cycle or, or P2P cycle.
Okay.
Once again, the sound is coming.
Okay. I'm going on mute, Venkat.
Okay. Okay. So, what are the steps involved? So, this is totally an activity which is from the MM side, but there are some areas where finance department will get affected. That means there will be some entry in the finance side. So what we are trying to understand here is what are the different steps which are involved in the purchase cycle and where finance department is getting affected. That's what we are trying to understand. Now the first activity in the purchase cycle starts with creation of a purchase requisition. A purchase requisition is the concerned department will raise the purchase requisition. I'm using the short form PR for that, and will be sent to the purchase department. It's nothing but just informing the purchase department about the material which are required, how much quantity, all this information the concerned department will raise it and it will send it to the purchase department. Now this is an activity which is purely from the MM side, materials management side. Now FI side, I'll say no entry. So finance department is not affected whenever you are raising a purchase requisition. The reason is there is no inflow or outflow of cash. Finance department will get affected only when there is any inflow or outflow of cash. If there is no inflow or outflow, finance department will not get affected. So there is no entry in the FI side. So the purchase department will collect all the purchase requisitions and it will create a purchase order. And this purchase order will be sent to the vendor. So you are informing the vendor about the quantity of material and the type of material which is required, and that will be sent to the vendor. This is also from the MM side, and FI side, no entry. Because again, you are just informing the purchase department about your requirement, what is required. But there is no inflow or outflow of cash. That's why finance department will not get affected in any way. Based on the purchase order, the vendor will send you the goods. This will call as goods receipt. We are receiving the goods. Now, while the goods are being sent, the vendor will send you a physical document which is known as goods receipt note, or we'll say GRN, or we can also call it as delivery note. because you cannot just send the goods like that. There has to be a physical document. The physical document is known as a goods receipt note, GRN, or a delivery note. This is also an activity which is done from the side. FI side, there will be definitely an entry. Entry will be recorded because the goods which we are receiving will have some value, and that value has to be paid to the vendor. That's why during the goods receipt there will be definitely an entry in the FI side. Now, what is the entry? As of now, I am not talking about it. When we go to the main part, we'll discuss about it. Now, apart from the goods, the vendor is going to send you one more document, that is invoice. In this case, since our company is receiving it, we'll call it as invoice receipt, or in short terms, we'll call it as IR. IR is invoice receipt. Now, this is also an activity which we are doing from the side. Now, during the invoice, there will definitely be an entry in the FI side. FI side entry will be recorded. Now, what is the entry? Once again, we'll see it when we go to the main part of our integration activity. Okay. Well, one last activity here, which is vendor payment. Now, vendor payment doesn't need any integration because that can be done directly from the FI side itself. Now, to record this GRIR, that means the goods receipt and the invoice receipt, we'll be creating one common account which we call as a GRIR clearing account. GR is goods receipt, IR is invoice receipt. We'll call it as clearing account. So whenever the goods and the invoice both are same, the balance of this account will always be equal to 0. Now, during this process, there are always 3 documents which are compared: purchase order, the goods receipt note, and the invoice receipt. The goods receipt note will be compared with the purchase order. The invoice will also be compared with the purchase order. Now, this process of the comparison between the 3 documents, we call it as 3-way matching process. 3-way matching process. That means all the 3 documents are intercompiled. Okay. So I hope things are fine till here. Any questions?
Yeah, it's fine, Venkat. Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Now we need to understand some more things from the material management side. Let me take you to a fresh page. So this is something which we call as prerequisites for integration. Prerequisites for integration. Now all the things which we are going to discuss is from the side, or this can also be called as formula for integration. So the first thing which is required for integration is you need a valuation class. Now what's a valuation class? This will specify whether a particular material, is it a raw material, or is it a finished goods. So to understand whether a particular item is belonging to the category of raw materials or is it belonging to the category of finished goods, you need a valuation class. That is something which we'll be creating from the side, material management side. Apart from valuation class, we need material master. Now, what is a material master? Material master is a list of all the materials. Whatever the materials which are coming in, whether it is a raw material or a finished goods, you have to compulsorily create a material master for that. This is also from the side. And how do you recognize whether a material is a raw material or a finished goods? By specifying the valuation class. That means while creating a material master, you will specify the valuation class. That helps us in understanding whether a particular material is belonging to the category of raw materials or is it belonging to the category of finished goods. The third thing, we also need another important thing, that is movement type. Now, what is this movement type? This is predefined in This will specify the purpose of material movement. Now, what do I mean by material movement? Let us say I have received some raw material. I am issuing this material to the production department. Now, why am I issuing it? Am I trying to produce a finished product for sale? Am I producing a product for internal requirement? Or am I producing a sample product? All these things are predefined in the movement type. Depending on the requirement, we are going to use the movement type. Okay. The last thing which is required is transaction key. Transaction key is also predefined in Now, why we need it? This is something which is required for linking to the GL accounts for automatic posting. Using the transaction keys, we'll be linking to the respective GL accounts, because of which an entry gets recorded automatically in the FI side. So if any one of them is missing out of this four, the process of integration doesn't work out. Okay. Now the first thing what we have to do here is we have to once again create enterprise structure. And this structure will be creating from the side. These are the activities which are done by the consultants. Now in FI, all our activities we were defining it for the, we were doing it for the company code. In the side, we'll be defining or we'll be entering all the activities for the plant. Plant is nothing but your factory. So we'll start with the activities of consultants and we'll create the enterprise structure first. So let's come to the IMG screen now. Go back to the IMG screen. So these are all the activities which are done by the consultants. These are not done by the FI consultants. Okay. So I come to enterprise structure. I go to definition, logistics general, define copy delete, check plant, OX10. Double click on define plant. Click new entries. So we'll give a name to this as GLPL. I'll say plant for GLST. And there is a predefined factory calendar which is there for every country, which will specify when the factory is working and when the factory is having a holiday. That we are linking it here. Just click the drop down, and even for Great Britain there is a predefined factory calendar. You have here GB, that will assign it here. Now the moment I save it, it takes me to the address screen, because a plant will have address, telephone numbers and all. The title, let's say company, GLPL, and the country GP. Rest all fields are optional. Press enter. Press enter again. Okay. Let's come back. Next we go with division. Division is, since the company is into steel manufacturing business, we'll create one division with the name as steel division. That's the transaction code. Double click on define division. Click new entries. So I'll give a name as GL. I'll say steel division and GLPL. Set. Press enter. Let's come back. Now these are the activities which we have done from the logistics general side. There are some things which we have to do from the material management side also. So let's come to materials management. Maintain storage location. The storage location is something which is linked with the plant. Whatever the raw material which you are buying for the plant, where are these materials stored? So without the creation of a plant, we cannot create a storage location. OX09 is the transaction code. So the first thing which the system is asking you is the plant. So give the plant, press enter, click new entries. I'll give a name to this as GLSG. I'll call it as storage location for the plant, GLPL, and save it. Press enter. Let's come back. Maintain purchase organization. Now what is a purchase organization? A purchase organization is nothing but your purchase department. Instead of calling it as a purchase department, we are calling it as a purchasing organization. Okay. So let's go here. Click new entries. GLPO. This will call as purchase organization, GLPM. Save it. Press enter. Let's come back. Next thing, whatever we have created, we have to go for assignment. We have to assign them to the FI side. So the reason why we are assigning all of them to the FI side is whatever is happening in the plant, even that should get reflected in the profit and loss account in the balance sheet. That's why compulsorily whatever we are doing, we have to link it to the FI side. Okay. So let's go for that. So we go to enterprise structure, assignment. We'll come to logistics general. Assign plant to company code, OX18, the transaction code. Click new entries. The company code, GLST. The plant, GLPL. Whatever is happening in the plant, that will get reflected in the company code also. Just save it. Press enter. Let's come back. Assign business area to plant, valuation area, and division. Now, if you remember, in FI, we created a business area, but nowhere we linked it to the company code, or we didn't link it to anything. That business area, we are linking it to the plant from the MM side. Okay. So indirectly your business area will get linked to the company code in that way. So first you have created the business area in FI. In the MM side you are linking it to the plant, and that indirectly gets linked to the company code. So let's come here. Click on plant validation area division button. Click new entries, plant, GLPL, the division, that's the steel division, what we created as GL, and the business area, GLLO, that's the London business area. Select. Press enter. Let's come back. So I have to link, or I have to assign some things from the material management side also. Assign purchase organization to company code. Now why I'm supposed to link the purchase organization to the company code? Because all the purchasing items, whatever raw materials which you are buying, that will always get reflected in the profit and loss account and balance sheet. And the profit and loss account and balance sheet, you will be generating it for the company code. That's why you have to go ahead with linking of these two. OX01, the transaction code. Click position button. GLPO, the purchase organization, the center, and here you give the company code GLST and select. Press enter. Let's come back. And the same way, we are linking the purchase organization to the plant also. Let's come here. Click new entries. Purchase organization GLPO, and the plant GLPL, and save it. Press enter. Okay, let's come back. So this is the minimum required enterprise structure which is needed from the material management side in order to record the transactions from the MM side. So from here, we have to do some activities from the logistics general and some activities from the material management side. First, we'll do some things from the logistics side. So let me go to logistics general. Go to material master. Settings for key fields and define material groups. Now all the raw materials which we are buying can be categorized into 2-3 material groups. Like one type of material can be put under one material group, second type of material can be put under second material groups. So what we'll do is we'll create one material group for our plant. Click new entries. So I'll give a name to this as GLSL. I'll give the name of the material as steel for PR, PLH there. I'll say GLPL. For the plant GLPL and save it. That's it. Let us come back. We go to basic settings. Maintain company codes for materials management. Now if you remember in FI, we have opened and closed the periods in one of the steps. Now this activity is very much similar to that. We are opening the periods from the material management side. Okay. So let's go here. Click position button. Give the company code as GLST. This is the year 2018. This is the period. Which is the period? We are in the month of June, so this becomes my third period. So I'm keeping my third period open. and select this option. There are two options you are able to see here. One is ABP, other one is DBP. ABP is allow back period posting. If you want to post any transaction during the previous periods, this will allow us to do that. If you don't want, you can select this. Now you have to select any one. We cannot select both and say I want to allow as well as I don't want to allow. Either you allow or don't allow. So generally companies prefer to go with allow backward posting. So select that checkbox and save it. Press enter.
Sorry, Venkat, one small doubt. This allow back period posting, is there any time limit that we can post only until this certain period?
See,
Because we are not mentioning what is the back period date. So we are just clicking allow back period date.
see, major kind of adjustments if it is say after 6 months or 7 months, normally you don't do that. Okay? At the most 1.5 months, because purchase order, let's say you have sent it during the previous month, you are receiving the goods during the next month, or let's say after sending of the purchase order he might have sent you the invoice immediately, or goods he's sending after some time. So again it varies from organization to organization, but again companies prefer to go with maximum of they keep a time of 1 month, not more than that. Okay? But let's say if there is any major thing which you have missed out, then there is no alternate. You have to go back and adjust that. Okay? But it cannot be once again a repetitive activity. You cannot say every month I have missed out something to 2 months back item, so I want to adjust it. Okay?
Yeah, I got it, Venkat. But in the system, how it I'm just thinking how the system, say for example, I'm just posting the back data
See, if you're in the current
in the
month,
previous.
if you're in the current month, when you say allow back period posting, you can go ahead with any of the two periods. But let's say you want only May month to be open and you don't want the April month to be open now. So there is a separate process. Using that, you can close the April month. Okay. If you have already closed the April month, in that case, only the May month will be open and the current month will be open. So there is a separate process for closing of the period. We'll be anyhow doing that. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Every 3 months. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let's come to material types. And we go to define attributes of material types. So what we are trying to do here is there are two types of materials which we are going to use. One we call it as ROH. Now ROH is predefined for raw material. For raw material we are going to specify that we want to update the quantity and the value. So from the material management side, always the quantity and value both items are required. So what we'll do is we'll select this first, go to this quantity value updating folder, click the position button. Valuation area is nothing but your plant, GLPL, the center. For this plant, for this material, I would like to update the quantity, I would like to update the value and save it. The same thing I'll be repeating it for the finished product also. Come back, click the position, finished product will be FERT, center, select this and double click on quantity value updating folder, click position, GLPL, the center. For this plant, for this material, I would like to update the quantity, I would like to update the value and save it. Let me come back. So one activity before we close our session, I have to go to materials management. We go to purchasing. We have to create a purchasing group also. State person. So we come to create purchasing flows. Hit new entries. So I'll give a name to this as GLR. So GLR is raw material purchasing group for GLPL. It's a plant. And save it. So these are some of the activities which we have done from the MM side. There are still some more things which we have to do from the MM side. So that we'll discuss on Monday. Okay. So we'll stop it here for today.